Every year, some 1,500 private aircrafts fly to Davos, Switzerland, for the annual gathering of the World Economic Forum in an effort to combat climate change. This thing doesn't just happen for World Economic Forum. It happens for G20, it happens for G7, for BRICS, or for Conference of Parties, for the United Nations gatherings. Thousands of literally unnecessary events that can be managed by meeting virtually like we did during the COVID years. The unusual range of aircraft arriving at the mega events like G7 or the Conference of Parties meeting took place last year in Glasgow, where the state heads marked their presence. And it hasn't just been those ferrying the leaders themselves. There have been cargo aircrafts arriving carrying helicopters and vehicles for motorcades. We know, for example, that President Biden had one of his armored vehicles known as the Beast with him in Glasgow. He also had one in Rome later for the G7. There are many different models of private jets, but one of the most popular ones burn 857 liters of aviation fuel an hour on average. Now imagine it happening for every governmental or non-governmental or entertainment event or activist event. Imagine the scale of all this happening. Taking one return flight generates more CO2 than citizens of these highlighted countries produce in a year. Flying from London to New York and back generates about 986 kilograms of CO2 per passenger. There are 56 countries where the average person emits less CO2 in a whole year, from Burundi in Africa to Paraguay in South America. The airline industry keen to point out that the flying in general comprises just a small fraction of the overall source of planet heating gases. However, the private aircrafts still emits more than 33 million tons of greenhouse gases, more than the country of Denmark. And because they carry so few people, there are 5 to 14 times more polluting than commercial planes per passenger and 50 times more polluting than trains